Village of Tremseh, the scene of many deaths on Thursday. Residents and activists say the Syrian army indiscriminately bombarded the town, but the government is denying its army was to blame.
Government forces did not use planes or helicopters or tanks or artillery. Everything that was said about using artillery to attack a 1-kilometer village was not true. We know the goal of such claims and the timing with the discussions in the Security Council.
But this Spanish photographer got into Tremseh on Friday evening, barely 24 hours after the killings. He was the only foreign journalist there that day, arriving at the same time as the UN team. What he saw and heard contradicts the Syrian government's version.
The government tried to just cover up because it was clearly everywhere in the town that they use heavy weapons. Clearly, without any doubt.
Daniel Leal Olivas' photos show what those weapons did. Technically, it's not called artillery, but it's lethal enough. There's evidence of multi-barrel rocket launchers and the use of rocket-propelled grenades, the impact of mortar shells, and tank-like rounds from armoured personnel carriers, which could have made these tank-style tracks Daniel also photographed. The Syrian government concedes its army arrived in APCs to help the villagers responding to an attack by what it calls armed groups. But in Tremseh, Daniel Leal Olivas says there was only one force the villagers were afraid of.
The Syrian army. From the beginning, they told us that the Syrian army went to the town to exterminate the people, to destroy and kill as much as they can. This is what we heard from the beginning.
The UN has returned to Tremseh to continue its investigations. It says heavy weapons and artillery were used, but the hardest fact of all to verify is the number of dead. They were all buried by the time Daniel and the UN arrived on Friday.
A massacre took place in Tremseh, that's for sure. I don't have a doubt of that.
In other parts of Syria on Sunday, the army shelling of residential areas continued. Whatever the Syrian government may say about Tremseh, in and around Homs, the army crackdown is happening in full view. Anita, McNaught, Al Jazeera, Antakya on the Syria border.